The rain hammered the windshield as Michael Carter drove down the deserted country road, his headlights slicing through the night like searchlights. He wasn't supposed to be here. He was late for his third job, a night shift janitor gig at the elementary school. He couldn't afford to be late again. Another warning and he'd lose the job. But then he saw them, a woman, barefoot, bloody, and holding a little girl wrapped in a soaked pink blanket, stumbled into the road. Michael slammed the brakes, heart in his throat. The woman raised a trembling hand, her lips split, one eye swollen shut. "Please, help us," she whispered before collapsing. That moment changed everything. And what Michael didn't know, what would only become horrifyingly clear days later, was that the woman he saved was being hunted by a man with a badge. If this story grips your heart already, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, The Soul Narrative, for more stories that touch the soul and shake the spirit. The night angels cried. Michael lifted the woman's fragile body into his arms as her daughter clung to her side, wailing. The woman had passed out cold. The girl, may be 6 or 7 years old, was shivering so hard her teeth chattered. "I'm not gonna hurt you, sweetie," Michael whispered, placing them both gently into the backseat of his rusty Ford Taurus. "You're safe now." He wrapped his only blanket around them, one he usually used in the garage apartment he rented above a car repair shop where he worked during the day. Then he floored it. As he drove, his mind raced. Should he go to the hospital? What if someone was after them? Should he call the cops? He looked at the girl through the rear-view mirror. She stared back with wide, terrified eyes. A deep bruise shaped like a handprint darkened her cheek. He made a choice. Instead of the hospital, he turned into his driveway, behind the repair shop, where he lived in a cramped one-room loft. His 8-year-old son Noah, already asleep inside, would be confused. But Michael had a gut feeling. These two didn't need more institutions. They needed sanctuary. Michael laid the woman on his tiny pull-out bed and gently cleaned her wounds with a first aid kit. The girl clung to her mother's side like a lifeline. After a long silence, she spoke. "I'm Lily. That's my mommy, Grace." Michael knelt beside her. "Hi, Lily. I'm Michael. That's my son's bed over there, but tonight, you and your mommy can sleep here. You're safe, I promise." Lily burst into tears, hugging him suddenly, clutching the front of his shirt. Michael stiffened, then hugged her back. His heart broke into pieces. The next morning, Grace woke up slowly. Her good eye darted around the room. Fear first, then confusion, then relief. Michael handed her a glass of water. "You're in my home. You passed out last night." "I'm Michael." Grace's voice cracked. "You shouldn't have brought us here. He'll come looking." "Who?" Michael asked softly. She looked away. "My husband, Officer Brett Simmons, state trooper. Everyone loves him, but behind closed doors." Michael didn't need her to finish. His jaw clenched. "I've tried to leave him before," she whispered. "He found us every time. Cops never listen." "He is the cops." Michael swallowed hard. "You're not going back. I won't let you." In the days that followed, Michael did everything he could to help. He made pancakes in the morning, took Lily to the local park with Noah, and let Grace rest and heal. She spoke little, but when she did, her voice was filled with sorrow and guilt. "I don't want to put you in danger," she told him one night while they folded laundry together. "You didn't. I chose this," Michael said. She looked at him, really looked, and for the first time, smiled. It warmed Michael more than the space heater ever could, but the peace didn't last. On the fourth night, Michael noticed a car parked across the street. Same one, all day, all night, windows tinted. He had a sick feeling in his gut. The next morning, a sheriff's deputy knocked on his door. Michael opened cautiously. "Can I help you?" The deputy nodded. "We got a report that a woman and child matching missing persons alerts might be here." Michael's heart thudded in his chest. "Grace Simmons, her husband's been looking, says she's unstable, took the daughter during a manic episode." Michael looked back at Grace, who stood frozen, holding Lily's hand. Her face paled. "She's safe here," Michael said evenly, "and I've seen her injuries, her child's injuries." The deputy narrowed his eyes. "Are you saying a state trooper abused them?" Michael stared back. "I'm saying I have no intention of letting them leave with him." The deputy exhaled slowly, We'll be back with a warrant. That night, Grace couldn't stop shaking. He's going to find us, she said again and again. He always does. They never believe me. Michael put a hand on her shoulder. Then we'll make them believe. He called an old friend from high school, now a journalist in Indianapolis. Michael sent her photos of Grace's bruises, Lily's swollen cheek, and a recorded conversation where Grace described years of abuse, threats, and retaliation covered up by the badge. The journalist promised to get it on air by morning. But morning came with horror. Michael's apartment had been ransacked. The door smashed open, drawers overturned, the kids' toys broken. Grace's suitcase was gone, and so was Grace. Michael's blood turned to ice. Noah screamed, "Dad, Lily's gone too." Michael tore through the city. He checked the bus station, the train depot, every alley, every shelter. He couldn't find them. But as he returned home, a figure stood on the front steps of the repair shop. It was the deputy from before, his expression unreadable. "We need to talk," he said grimly, "about Officer Brett Simmons. ND of Chapter 1. If this story has your heart pounding, don't miss what happens in Chapter 2. And please support the Soul Narrative by hitting that like button and subscribing for more powerful stories of redemption, love, and justice.